Hey guys, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a Hoover sound using Massive. For those of you who don't know what a Hoover sounds like, it's the old classic rave sound. It sounds something like this. So to do this, I'm going to be using Massive, but as I'm going along I'll explain what I'm doing, and I'll also explain how you can go about creating this in other synths if you don't have Massive, or if you just prefer to create it using something else. So open up Massive, and I haven't even gone to new sounds, so as soon as you open up Massive you'll have this. Not massively impressive, but yeah, if you go new sound, turn on all the oscillators, and turn the third one down by an octave. And then we want to detune these two to get that big thick sound. Don't be afraid to detune it by a lot, by the way. So now we should have this. Right, we move to the voicing tab, and we want it to be on mono, and whack this somewhere between 4 and 8. I'm going to go for 6. Whack your pitch cutoff on. The way I tend to work with pitch cutoff is I will always whack this all the way to this end, and then fill about this, because it gives you a much more you can work with it in much finer detail. And I've seen a lot of tutorial videos made by people that will say move it like a tiny bit this way or a tiny bit that way, whereas if you move it right to the end, you can just double click here and then just move this up and down. So it's like much easier. So if we do this, there we go, and then stick the pan on to get a really wide Hoover. Right, so there's our sort of our thick sound, but to get the sort of rise and fall, what we have to do is we have to create a basically an envelope for the pitch. So what we do is we assign an envelope to each of our oscillators. And then what we do is we tell this part here how much we want the pitch rise to rise by. So I'm just going to put in 7 semitones. And if we do this, we should have a quite basic sound. Now what it's time to do is play around with our envelope. I'll quickly go through what each of these settings will do to our sound. So if I turn our attack and decay right down, what moving the level will do is it will basically decide where what pitch your sound is going to stop at. So if I do the Hoover and then move the level, you'll hear basically what it does. What the decay does is it will basically say how long, once it's reached 7 semitones, how long it will take to get to the pitch that you set by your level. So if I sort of play it a few times and then move this, you'll hear what it does. And what the attack does is it'll be how long it takes to reach your 7 semitones. So if we dial in some settings, there, that sounds pretty reasonable. But yeah, that's basically how to make a Hoover. If you did want to make this using other synths, however, all you have to do is basically get some massive wide unison going on by sort of detuning a load of oscillators. Work out how to assign an envelope to control the pitch, and then play around with the attack, decay, and sustain of your envelope, and you'll have your Hoover. So yeah, that's the video. If you've got any questions on this, don't feel free to post a comment in the comment box or send a message to my YouTube inbox. Thanks guys, and see you in the next video.